We're going to do some deep education today. We see people starting to hop on already. Daily pullback on the daily time frame. This is a higher low. This is just a quick low.
And does the plan sound or look like something that you can stick to for the long haul?
I'll tell you guys about my story and just kind of like how I got started trading. Good morning, gang. Good morning. We're about to start the session right now it's Monday and it's a bank holiday, but you know, we're going to do some deep education today. You see people starting to hop on already. 4-hour structure. See this daily pullback on the daily time frame. This is a higher low. This is just a quick low pullback on the daily time frame. See that? Running out of steam because the whole candle, and the candle is just barely above 50%. So that means nearly 50% of the candle is a wick. That's how I should have explained it for me. Right? And this one, in this candle, more than 50% of the candle is wick. Remember to mute yourselves, guys. If I have to mute you myself, then you won't be able to turn it on yourself and ask questions. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Does this concept make sense? Drop 1 in the chat if this concept makes sense. Look at this candle. This is more than 50%. Look at this candle. This candle is barely about 50%. No problem. You're fine. Does this concept make sense? Drop 1 in the chat if this concept makes sense. I'm teaching you how to read candles. This is very important. It is a beautiful, beautiful day right now. Like, the weather is 10 times better than it was yesterday. Let me try to fix this. There we go. The weather is amazing. The weather is beautiful, and when the sun is out and when the sun is just beaming on my skin, you feel me? You feel better. You know, you can get a lot more work done. For me, I can get a lot more work done. I can do a whole lot more when the sun is just beaming, you know, and that's regarding stuff that I got to do like outside the house. Rain, sleet, or shine, I got to get work done, period. But when it comes to running errands, getting stuff done, like going to the gym, I mean, even when it's raining, I'm gonna go to the gym. But when it's raining, like, I actually think I'm sick because I went to the gym while it was cold. You know, I went to the gym, worked out, came outside. I was sweating. It was cold. I think that's how I got sick. Anyway, yeah, man. Living in California, it is definitely one of the best decisions. It's not like I had to decide. I just came home after college, you know, and I had a decision, like, stay in Idaho or come back to sunny California. And that was an easy decision. I didn't even have to think twice about that, honestly. But, you know, yeah, you know what? What I wanted to talk about today, though, was it kind of falls into like being consistent, right? Like, there's really something that I have learned about being consistent and that you don't accomplish anything without being consistent. Now, that's the obvious part. We all know that, right? You know that. I'm not telling you anything new, but you got to ask yourself, have you been consistent? Can you honestly say to yourself that you have been consistent in the things that you want to achieve? Consistency is like a whole prism, and it's not just like, okay, I'm going to keep doing this and keep doing it for a long time, and that's it. That is one major part of it. Consistency has like, it's a prism of things, right? And to start off, number one is your desire, your want. What do you want, right? What do you want out of life? And is what you want out of life something that you can something that you can reasonably achieve, right? Do you want to make $1 million? Do you want to make 5 or 10, 15, 20, $100 million? Those things are reasonably achievable, right? Do you want to be a famous actor or dancer or singer? Those things are reasonably achievable. Do you want to go to space? That's reasonably achievable. Now, those are big goals. Those are big dreams, but they're reasonably achievable because other people have achieved them already. So that's number one. Number two is, will you lay out the plan to get there? That's number two. Will you lay out the plan to get there? And does the plan sound or look like something that you can stick to for the long haul, right? You have to be able to lay out a plan that looks like something that you can reasonably, within reason, achieve. That leads me to the next point, though. So can you lay out the plan that you can reasonably achieve, that looks like you can reasonably achieve that? And then, does the plan align, not the goal, but the plan? Does the plan align with your mindset? Does the path along where you're trying to go align with your mindset? Your mindset is basically, how hard are you willing to work? How much are you willing to give up? And how long are you willing to suffer to get what you want? If you're not willing to give up enough, if you're not willing to work hard or long enough, if you're not willing to push hard enough, those dreams won't happen because your mindset does not align with the path that you need to take. It doesn't align with. That's really the most important part. Those are the three things that you that you need, but there's some other things that go along with it. Is it fun for you? Is the path fun for you? Do you get enjoyment out of the path? Does it look like something that you will enjoy doing? Not every step, not everything in it you will enjoy, obviously not. As a day trader, there are some things that I don't enjoy about day trading. There are certain things that I just don't enjoy about it. But overall, I love waking up in the morning and getting to and coming to the charts. I love reading the chart. Wow, this dude just cut me off like I wasn't there. It's crazy, right? Reading the charts. That's fun to me. I enjoy it. I don't love waiting on a position. I don't love waiting on a position. I don't love waiting for my position to hit stop loss or take profit. I don't like waiting. I like it to come quick, right? That's me. Like most people, right? But is the journey a fun one for you? That is what makes the journey easier. That is what allows someone to work at it for 5 to 10 years without seeing results, whatever that might be. That is what allows someone to wake up every day and continue to do the same thing with no results. That's what allows someone to continue to do it over and over and over and over and never give up.
I didn't really get to, take you guys through the rest of my day. I figured this is probably a good time to tell you guys about my story and just kind of like how I got started trading. Because it's not really clear, it's not really clear on my page how I got started in trading. So, I just figured this is a good time to tell you and kind of make turn it into a short story real quick. Basically, I got started in IML like everybody else, 5 years ago. My sister told me about it. I was almost instantly, not instantly, but probably like a month or two later, when she told me about it, I was interested right away. Because I didn't really understand anything about trading, really. I didn't know like what, a candlestick was. It was all just Chinese to me, but I was interested in it. So I dove into it the moment that I, signed up. And again, I wasn't really into the recruiting like that. In the beginning, it took me a while, but basically, man, I just dove right into it, and I basically thought like I could make like a good little side income off of it. Like if I deposit like $500, I'll be able to make like 50 or so bucks off of it, a day, and that should be like a cool little side income, that I can put together and whatnot. And that should help out, right? I deposited my $500, and it didn't go like that, right? Like that $500 is gone in, probably a couple weeks or something. I don't remember. But as time went on, I started to get a little more confident, in my trading and whatnot. I was still blowing accounts or whatever, but I started to get a little more confident and whatnot. And then, probably like a year later, I got pretty confident, and I had, I deposited a lot of money. Tens of thousands, I'll say, and I ended up making a lot of money off that money. I really did, and that's kind of where my I'll say like initial success came from. Because I made a lot of money off of that, but I really only made it, a lot of money to me was, that was a lot of money to me. It was a lot of money, but I thought it was like true success. And really what it was I was over leveraging. I was, over leveraging like crazy. I was taking like these little setups that they're setups today. But it wasn't like a complete method, right? But it was just more like I was taking a bunch of entry signals all over the place, and half the time, they would play out, so it would just be like, it would play out. I'd be up a whole bunch, I'd be up like, 2,000 or 3,000, 1,000, 1,500, 1,200, whatever, several times in a week. And I was keep doing that, but then I would withdraw that money and then feel like, yeah, all right, I did well. And then a couple of weeks would go by, and then I found myself, I've spent the money and then now deposited more money into the account, and then lose that money, and then lost more, and then have to deposit more in, and then I was in that cycle. So yes, I became profitable, but I was nowhere near consistent at all in that, after that first year, or in that second year, really. So that's kind of where like this like, okay, I became, I've had success in trading, but it wasn't really, it was just monetary. It wasn't, there was no consistency about it at all, really. So anyway, fast forward, I did start like recruiting in IML for a little bit, just to be transparent. I did start recruiting, I hit that that platinum 2,000 level. So I started making like an extra $2,000 a month from it while I was making that money. So it was kind of, it felt good to have money coming from here, money coming from there. So that was cool. And that's how I bought my car, and that's how I bought my slingshot and my truck. And that's the truth. So those things did come from trading. It just wasn't like what it should have been. You know what I'm saying? Because up to a point, now that I didn't have that money anymore, it was like now the car payments for 2 cars, fell right back on me. Anyway, that's another story. Never, just a lesson. Never spend your money on cars as soon as you get it. Just don't. Anyway, fast forward, I leave IML and I go through, I buy a bunch of courses. I buy Raja's course. And I learned a lot from all of them, to be honest. I bought, Raul's course and a couple students of Raul, Doyle, Daniel Savage. I don't want to trash talk nobody, but because he seems like a nice guy. Anyway, yeah. So I went through all these courses, learned a bunch of strategies, and I just became so technically, I guess strategy wise, I knew everything about a strategy that you could think of. There's no strategy. Even ICT. I bought ICT courses. And I just became so good from a technical analysis standpoint. But I had no psychology foundation at all, and that bad psychology that I had came from that company IML that I was in. It messed me up mentally because it was all about quick money, fast money, money in minutes, and all that stuff. And I didn't know how to not overtrade. I didn't know I knew how to manage risk, but not really. I didn't, because I didn't know how to overtrade. I didn't know how to not overtrade. I would think that just because I had a strategy that worked and I knew how to execute it, that I could just keep taking trades and they should all work out. And then I would just keep blowing accounts or blowing challenges, and that's what I was doing. I passed a couple of challenges in the past. I've passed a few challenges in the past, but never got a payout. And that's just the truth. Where I'm at today now, I've got capital. I'm trading on that capital, but I'm also working on passing some more challenges right now. And those are my goals right now. Just passing challenges and building the current community that I have right now. But yeah, man, that's my journey was, my journey's been a 5-year journey. Within that time, I've had other businesses. I even went back to work a year ago. Just for a couple of months. I really couldn't do it. But I did it because I panicked. I was having a baby, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to make enough money or not enough money, but just be able to thrive and take care of my new baby at the time. But here we are. Things ended up working out, but I'm still I'm still really just kind of in the middle of my journey. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's kind of a story. I finally found consistency in really focusing on my supply and demand overall concept. Following the trend and then looking for supply and demand setups. And like I said, I finally just decided I landed on trading. Doyle's entry setup, which has really just brought me a lot of clarity with the consistency, right? Because I've had consistency where I could win a lot of trades, but a lot of my trades I would have to think too hard about whether I'm going to enter or not, and think too hard about whether I want to exit or not. But because I had so much knowledge. And it wasn't until Doyle said, he was like, when is enough gonna be enough? When is enough enough? When are you gonna have enough education? You have enough knowledge, just execute, get disciplined. And that was one major thing that really went off in my head, was when he said, you're not gonna be able to perfect your strategy to the point to where it makes up for your lack of discipline, right? You cannot get a strategy that is going to make up for your lack of discipline. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. I might have said it before on my channel, I don't know. But that's the truth of the matter. No matter how much I knew, no matter how much technical analysis I knew, it was not going to make up for how bad I wanted to take multiple trades, you know, in a session. And that's the truth. That's what had been holding me back for years, honestly. I mean, imagine having all this knowledge up here, but not being able to turn it into, you know, money, you know, and just turn it into a profitable thing, right? Where, you know, you pass challenge, and then as soon as you pass it, you know, or not even as soon as you pass it, it's like I be close to getting ready to get a payout, and then boom, I blow it up and go on tilt in you know, in one day type of thing. Like that was me, you know. So yeah, guys, that's you know, that's my story, and I'm just excited to have you guys on this journey with me, as you guys watch me just grow, you know, especially like where I'm at right now. Even just watching my page just kind of evolve as I get better, you know, with this content creation. You know, the way I make content right now is just like, it's all over the place, and I'm just trying to give y'all the best I can. But it'll continue to get better and get better and get better. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm excited, man, for y'all to just be on this journey with me. Today was a pretty good day. Didn't take any trades. Really went in depth with the team in terms of education. Really went in depth on education. So I'll show you guys a little bit of that. But it was a pretty good day. Didn't take a setup today. There was a setup that I saw that was pretty smooth, but I knew there wasn't going to be a lot of volume in the market today, so that's why I stayed out of the market today. But you know, it's all good because we got tomorrow, and tomorrow we're going to come and we're going to smash, or we're going to take our loss on the chin and move on and not try to look, you know, for, you know, 2 or 3 more setups to try to make up for it. You know, it's all good, guys. That's all I got for you today. And you guys, make sure, if you're enjoying this content at all, shoot me a like, shoot me a comment, and subscribe. Let me know that you're enjoying this content at all. I really appreciate you guys. So